A shattered value color pencil drawing. You guys are going to be choosing an object and you get to choose. I do have reference photos for you guys, and we're thinking about outlines and more along the lines of silhouettes than contour line drawings. So we just want the outline. We don't need a lot of inner detail for this. So this is the sheet that you guys are going to get with directions on it. If you want to draw something different from your imagination, you absolutely can. Just make sure that you don't make it too complicated. So the first thing that you're going to do is choose an object and draw the outline on your paper. So I'm going to work in a smaller space. You guys will be able to see it on the screen a little bit better. So I already have my outline drawn here. And then you're going to use a ruler to divide with 9 lines going from one end of the paper to the other. And you're going to draw through your object. So you'll take a ruler and you're going to draw 9 lines, again, from one side of the paper to the other. And what you're trying to do is divide up the space so you don't have a giant section that you're going to be that you're going to be shading with your colored pencil. You want them all kind of going at different angles. I think that's 6, 7. Now I'm going to look this over. I have a large space up here. 8, and I think I'm just going to place one right here. So that's 9 lines across the paper. Okay, so that's a pretty quick process. Now you're going to start with your color pencil blending. And if I look at the directions right here, one area, your object or the background, must have 3 colors in the blended shape. The other can have 2 colors blended in the shape. So for example, my final right here, I just have black and gray. So this has 2 colors in it, which means that these shapes in the background need to have 3 colors blended in it. Okay? Use analogous colors to blend and press hard to blend the colored pencils. So when we're talking about analogous colors, if we're looking at the color wheel, analogous colors are 3 to 5 colors next to each other on the color wheel. This one just shows 4 here. That's fine. That's 3 to 5. Okay, so if I know I want to use yellow, if I'm looking over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, I could go anywhere in this color family over here, and that's going to be an analogous color scheme. The closer it is on the color wheel, the better it will blend together. Okay, I can also go this way, okay, or I can use colors this way. Okay, so if I were to blend yellow, I would want to do yellow green, then yellow orange. Okay, so I want to do them in order as much as possible. Like I said, the closer they are on the color wheel, the better they blend. If I'm looking at this here, I use more of my neutral tones, my black and gray, against an analogous color scheme. You don't want to use the same colors you have in the background in your object because then it won't pop out. So you can see that this sticks out from the background really, really well. Okay, so once you start shading with your color pencils, I'm going to zoom in, I'm going to show you guys here. I'm just going to do one small section. Okay, now if you notice, you don't see the white of the paper at all when I'm working with these color pencils. Okay, now if I know I'm going to be on the edge and I'm pressing hard, you guys can grab a piece of free draw paper. I just had a little slip of paper and put it against the edge so that way you're not coloring onto the table if you go off. Okay, so I wrote down the names of my color pencils so I make sure that I remember them each time so I'm not guessing and trying to grab the same color pencils. Okay. All right, so if I have my aquamarine right here, I don't want to put aquamarine right next to it because then it won't blend together. I could put it here, but I might actually start way down here so that way they're not going to touch each other. Okay, so I slowly go around my edges. Okay, and I get to press a little bit harder with these color pencils. We don't want any of the white of the paper showing. So what I'm going to do is fill one area with my dark colored pencil. Let me move this to the center of the screen. Now I'm going to start lightening up my pressure, and it's going to be more of a medium. And I can move on to my next color. Okay, so what I'm going to do, because I can see the white of the paper here, I need to go over this with blue. So what I do, and if you have a different way of doing this, that's okay. I'm going to go right up next to it. I press hard. I'm filling this in. When I overlap over this aquamarine, I'm going to start going medium over the medium aquamarine. So where those colors overlap, they should be blending together. I shouldn't be able to tell where one starts and the other one stops. Okay, now I still have a line right here, so I'm going to go lightly over that dark aquamarine with my darker blue so it blends the two together. Okay, and I don't want to see any of the white of the paper. Now, if you can tell that one color is starting to take over the other, you can go over it again. So I might take my aquamarine and add a little bit more. Okay, so again, I have my dark. I'm going to end with a medium over here. And I'm going to go over this just a little bit more to make sure the white of the paper isn't showing. Okay, then the last thing I'm going to do is use my dark purple, and I'll finish off with that. So I'm going to bring that dark right up to that medium edge, and then I'm going to let go of the pressure a little bit. I'm going to go medium over that blue, so that way they're overlapping, and now I'm just pressing really light over the top. Okay. What we want to avoid is something that looks like this. When kids blend, sometimes, let me just get a small space here. They try to do it as fast as possible, and it's really, really light. And we have a lot of the paper showing through. We don't want that. Okay, we want it to be dark so it almost looks like marker on the page. Okay, so again, you're using either 3 colors blending in the background and 2 colors in your object, or 3 colors in your object, 2 colors blended in your background. That's completely up to you. The color choice is completely up to you, again, as long as you're using an analogous color scheme.